Damn it. Why is it? It's crashed again on me. That's fair enough to see how much delay you've got from chat to seeing the stream. Sometimes I do a test, like send a chat and see how long it takes for the streamer to respond, or if they have on-screen chat like I do, I'll see how long it takes for a chat to go through. Two minutes behind, that's a long delay. In my friend Razzy's stream, I've had it at like 10 minutes in the past. Yeah, it's still on minimum. It does load in here, so I'm going to ring the bell just to make sure it has saved. All this? Yep. I might try just fast traveling to the next area. And the bell is up there. Good. Now I'll set the video graphics back up a bit. I don't know if I can go higher, but I'm so close to the end, it's not much point checking. Lewis Archer, you must not remain here any longer. I wish I'd had the courage to kill Jeffrey Hunt after the first time I saw him hurt Catherine. I wish I could watch him writhing on the ground, grasping at the stone knife in the base of his neck, his eyes wide with disbelief and fear, both of us knowing he would never hurt her again. So this guy told his sister to stop seeing Jeffrey Hunt anymore. She didn't stop seeing him, and Jeffrey ended up killing his sister. And as revenge, he went and killed Jeffrey. It is useless to wish for what cannot be. Let go of the guilt and anger that bind you here and be at peace. You failed to protect your sister and then resorted to murder to assuage your guilt. Let your cowardice curse you to torment. Nope, definitely the first one. Well, hopefully you don't get fired over it. I think this one over here is his sister. Or it could be Jeffrey. I feel like that's not really an offense to get fired over. And if it is to them, I think it's probably a good idea not to work there. But that's easy for me to say when I don't have a job. Note this is your sister. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I had never made anyone angry, that no one ever had to hurt me. It cannot be changed what happened. Let go of your guilt and shame that bind you here and be at peace. Yeah, she's got no reason to feel bad. Your lack of dignity brought misery upon you. Let your weakness curse you to torment. If I was going to say that, I would have to do that option for the worst option for everyone. No way. Well, you could say that, but streaming also brings in barely any money for me, so I don't even call it an income. Therefore, how can it be a job without an income? Jobs bring in money. Catherine Archett, sister of Lewis Archett, found dead in the outlying settlements west of Fort St. George. She was murdered by a blow to the head. Killed by Jeffrey Hunt. She has been released. Lewis Archett, founded an outlying settlement west of Fort St. George. Worried about his sister, Catherine remembers her storming out after he struck her, claims Jeffrey Hunt hurt her, blames himself for her death, killed Jeffrey with an Indian knife so that he would not be suspected. He has been released. What I don't understand, Alison Marks is still alive and she lived at the same time as everyone else here. So how is she the only one that survives? I eat from my savings that I got over the time I did work. Tobias Hammond, husband of Charity Hammond, involved in an affair with Emma Clark. I thought I read this one. Maybe it didn't, yeah, I definitely did read it. It just didn't mark as read. No, I haven't retired. Way too young to retire without, and not enough savings to retire. Unless I do all of a sudden become big streamer and earn a living off streaming, I will need to get another job soon. I'm not even half the Australian retirement age. Yep. Just making sure I was at the right place. Yeah, I'm fine. I was forced to leave my last job. Well, kind of forced. My last job brought in a policy that I didn't agree with, and instead of agreeing to the policy because I didn't agree, I decided to put my argument forward to why I don't need to follow it, and they didn't agree with it and fired me because of that. So it was kind of my choice to leave. Not going to go into more detail than that. I'll go to your dad first. You must not remain here any longer. I wish Philippa had come to me with the truth when there was still time to save Tabitha. I wish I could look up from my desk and see my daughters in the doorway, both of them, the good girls they once were, loyal and dutiful to their father, not led by weakness or selfishness into folly or betrayal. I wish there had been no cause to punish them. This guy is the worst. I would 100% torment him if it didn't make things harder later. You cannot change what happened. Let go of the anger and sorrow that bind you here and be at peace. You destroyed your family to protect your pride, yet it was for naught, for you will be remembered as a cowardly murderer. Let your savagery curse you to torment. 1. He killed his daughter because an Indian boy got her pregnant. Not only did he kill her, he stripped her naked, tied her to a post and slit her throat. His own daughter, because she got pregnant. 2, he went back to his family home, told everyone that she's not going to be returning, lied to everyone saying that he never found her, then went to his wife, accused her of keeping secrets and blamed her for everything that had happened, blamed her for Tabitha running away, took her out of into the wild area here, which we'll be going to her later, tied her to a tree and let wild animals kill her. What he has said here hasn't settled any of that. He just says, I wish that they were still good people. I wish they hadn't changed to make me punish them. I think, wow. Yeah. So I'm going to still free him for the sake of I don't want it to be harder at the end. So there's, I think she is something to, she hung to death here by this guy, I think. You must not remain here any longer, Oswin Ford. I wish Roger Emery had picked a different man to torment with his insults and scorn, or that they had not stung me so keenly. Anything so that Isabel never had cause to pick up her father's blade and come for me. That's right. That lady at the gate there was Isabel. This guy claimed that Isabel's dad challenged him to a duel, but in that duel, this guy snuck up behind Isabel's dad and stabbed him in the back, killing him by stabbing him in the back. So it wasn't a fair duel. Isabel found her dad before he died, and her dad told her that it was this guy that done it. So Isabel went, found this guy, and tried to stab him and kill him. He had a pendant on that saved his life and reduced injuries, but caught her and hung her for trying to kill him. So he is a piece as well. Wishing won't change what has already come to pass. Release the guilt and resentment that bind you here and be at peace. Had you not murdered Roger Emery for a mere insult, you would have never had to cause to crave vengeance. She would never have had cause to crave vengeance. Let your cowardice curse you to torment. I would do that one to him as well. No, I don't want it to be harder at the end. Now, Isabel, you must not remain here any longer. I wish I could have seen Oswin found a Ford die in front of me. I want to watch the blood flow out of him like the blood flowed out of my father. I want him to pay for what he did. It is futile to wish for things that didn't come to pass. Release the anger and sorrow that bind you here and be at peace. Definitely that's one I would do that with, no matter about the future situation. By seeking vengeance rather than justice for your father, you secured neither. Let your rashness curse you to torment. I couldn't do that to her. I've got a couple more things to read. I'll go up here so I'm out of the way for enemies. I'm getting these cleared. Isabel Emery. Worried about her father Roger. Found her father dying and tried to save him. Attempted to avenge him by using his sword to stab Oswin Ford, his killer. Hanged at Fort Hope. She has been released. She deserved to be released. I'll find Roger out in the wild now. Found at Fort Hope. Murdered Roger Emery as they prepared to fight a duel. Yeah, they were even in the process of preparing to fight the duel. They didn't even start the duel, and he snuck up behind and stabbed him in the back. Survived Isabel Emery's vengeful attack and presided over her execution. He's been released. James Markley. Found at Fort Hope, husband of Philippa Markley, father of Alison Markley, father of Tabitha Markley. Killed his wife by binding her to a tree to be mauled by beasts. He claims it was her punishment for lying to him. So for simply lying to him, he killed her. Sent Clement Wright to kill Alison in the Forbidden Wilds when she travelled there against his will. So, for hourly drink reminder, don't forget to stay hydrated. I did forget that part of the story. So, Alison went looking for her sister, and simply for going to look for her sister, her dad had people hunt her down and try to kill her to stop her from returning. Disowned Tabitha for running off to the Indians. Killed Tabitha when he learned she had become pregnant by an Indian. I wish I could say different there. But he's been released. It sounded like a sheep or something that way. Or a goat or something. This will be the mum. Oh no, it's not. Roger Emery. I can sever the bonds that keep you here and set you free. I wish I could wipe away my daughter's tears, that I could see her smiling and carefree like she was before we came here. So he's the one that got murdered. It is useless to wish for things to be other than they were. Release the guilt and worry about that bind you here and be at peace. 100% I'll do that, no matter the situation. You deemed yourself by provoking the wrong man for a good reason. That in itself says that he's kind of done the right thing. Costing Isabel her father and ultimately her life. Let your pride curse you to torment. How could I ever curse him to torment when in that sentence itself it says he done the right thing? Father of Isabel Emery, murdered by Osborne Ford. He has been released. This one would be the mother. Will be Alison's mum. I forget their last name. Clark. Marks. I forget the mum's first name, I should say. It's definitely giving me the option to be mean. Yeah, there's the mum's body. Philippa, that's it. Philippa Markley. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I could sit beside my daughter's bedside again, humming the lullaby I sung since they were children. I wish I could brush the hair from their faces and watch them sleep, and that when I woke up in the morning, they would both still be there. You cannot change what has already come to pass. Release the anguish that binds you here and be at peace. 100% I'll do that again. By hiding the truth, you cause great suffering. Let your deceitfulness curse you to torment. Could never do that. She hid the truth from her husband purely because she knew he would well and truly overreact. Don't blame her for 1 second for lying to him about it all. Or not really lying about it either, just not telling the full truth. Wife of James Markley, mother of Alison, mother of Tabitha, killed by her husband for not telling him that their daughter Tabitha was in love with an Indian youth. She has been released. Yeah, he killed her purely because she knew and didn't tell him that their daughter liked an Indian. And that's everything here. The bell is up there. Barnaby Burden, you must not remain here any longer. I wish I had let Amanute lead me away from the fort, that we had fled into the woods, running until we couldn't continue and falling to the ground side by side. I wish I could kneel beside her, brushing the hair from her face, thinking how beautiful she is, how full of life. You cannot change what happened. Let go of the regret that binds you here and be at peace. Exactly, pretty much, Primordial. He deserved to die himself for killing people, for not doing what he wanted, what he was happy with. He was a terrible person. You treated her like an enemy by pushing her away. Let your selfishness curse you. Nah, he deserves peace. I'm randomly going to run out this way to get rid of the bell sound. It's still a little bit there, but not as much. Found in the deep forest west of Fort Hope. Worried about Amonute, the daughter of the Indian king. Accidentally killed Amonute during a scuffle. He has been released. I don't think he was the one that killed her. She was the one that was holding the weapon. She stumbled, or she tried to attack him and kill him for not following her, basically. And he stopped her. She stumbled, and kind of the weapon got her instead. But I don't think that he killed her at all, like the game's saying he did. There you are. This is Amonute. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I could hurt Barnaby Burden as he hurt me. You cannot change what happened. Let go of the hurt and anger that bind you here and be at peace. So basically Barnaby hurt her by trying to warn the Indians about something, I think. But Amonute didn't want that and found that hurtful. It was unfair to ask him to betray his neighbours. Yeah, so Barnaby wanted to warn the Indians that the Spaniards were coming. Amonute didn't want that and wanted to leave instead. Barnaby refused to leave with her, so she found that hurtful, tried to kill him, but it backfired and she died instead. It was unfair to ask him to betray his neighbours and run away with you. Let your selfishness curse you to torment. Nah, I can't do that. Daughter of the Indian king, tried to warn Barnaby Burden of an impending attack on Fort Hope so that he would flee with her. Became outraged when he instead sounded the alarm. Yeah. Attacked Barnaby Burden when he tried to follow her. Died after being impaled by a sharp branch in the deep forest west of Fort Hope. That sharp branch is her own weapon she tried to kill Barnaby with. She has been released. So there's still a grave somewhere. Clement Wright, Tabitha Markley still, Simon Holt. Did I not get Tabitha? Oh, Tabitha's the sister. Simon Holt is here, I think. No. He's rude. So he's this one here. I must report to the Lord Governor. You attacked Alison Markley and Simon Holt. Oh no, I thought he was a Clement Wright. The Lord Governor said they must be killed with Indian weapons, that it must look like savages killed them. I remember Simon Holt pouring powder into the barrel of his musket, reloading as fast as he could. As I raised my bow and released, then he went stiff and fell sideways, as an arrow in his throat. I remember Alison fleeing into the woods when the fighting started. I loosed an arrow that caught her cloak and pinned her to a tree. She yanked herself free and kept running. I thought to run her down, but she was waiting just ahead. The shaft struck my knee and my leg buckled. I wanted to go after her, but I was wounded and arrow from among the trees. You must not remain here any longer. I wish my arrow had pierced Alison's heart. I want to go back to Fort Hope, knowing the Lord Governor will be pleased that I did as I was told, and did it well. So he doesn't care for right and wrong. He just cares for, you're my Lord Governor, I'll do everything you ask. He doesn't care that the Lord Governor sent him out to kill his own daughter. Fate spared you from doing more harm than you did. Let go of the regrets that bind you here and be at peace. You were willing to murder innocents to please your villainous master. Let your selfishness curse you to torment. I'm almost tempted to do that one. If it wasn't for the other things, I would be tempted to do it. Investigation complete. Okay, that got 2 of them. Simon Holt, killed in the Forbidden Wilds, murdered by Clement Wright. Found in the Forbidden Wilds, killed Simon Holt and intended to kill Alison Markley on her father's orders. Was wounded by an arrow to the knee in an ambush. Alison Markley was the one who wounded him. He has been released. So I've still got graves. I don't know where. Maybe Tabitha's grave is the last one. Burden mating is Tabitha, I know that. James Markley is also worried about his daughter Alison. I don't think we knew Alison was the maiden in red at this point. He remembers Alison saying good night as he was writing an urgent letter. Alison was gone the next morning, having gone to find her sister. Simon Holt accompanied her. Alison claims she left Fort Hope to search for her sister because she could feel that Tabitha was suffering and needed her. Yep. James Markley remembers sending Clement and 2 others after Alison and Simon when they defied his word and went into the Forbidden Wilds. Clement remembers being ordered to kill Simon and Alison with Indian weapons in order to misplace blame for their deaths. Yeah, so he was going to murder his own daughter and the person who went with her, but to cover it up that he did it, he was wanting it to look like the Indians had done it. And the people he ordered it of went along with it and didn't care, really. Clement saw Alison fleeing into the woods and wanted to go after her, but was wounded by an arrow